G'day Cheyenne, and happy Easter. Easter, the time of year where you get an excuse to eat chocolate-shaped bunnies. Bunny-shaped chocolate. It's also the time of year for second chances at life. And that brings me to the question you posed last week about university life. Segways. Cheyenne, you asked me why I chose media and the University of Canberra. And the story goes like this. In 2009, when I was only 14, I went to a youth program in Queanbeyan with the other Aboriginal students from both my high school, Canberra High School, and Queanbeyan High School. And we were split into two groups. One group was doing like a hip-hop sort of music thing with, I can't remember his name, but he's a really well-known Indigenous rapper. And the other group, the group that I was in, we made a documentary not only about the area itself of Queanbeyan, but the hip-hop group as well as part of that. And I worked with a famous documentarist, Darlene Johnson, who worked on Rabbit Proof Fence as assistant director. Links in the doobly-doo for that movie, because if you haven't seen Rabbit Proof Fence, I'm sorry, but you just need to see it. So, and I was able to have my first chance at a real professional camera, editing it all and telling a story through it. And Cheyenne, I fell in love with it. I honestly did. And 2009 was also the year that I started my YouTube channel because of this. I wanted to experiment and tell stories visually. And so it was from that point forward that I directed myself. I directed the opportunities that I received going into media. And originally I wasn't going to go to university. Originally I was going to work for a couple of years and move to Sydney and work there. Which makes sense because Sydney and Melbourne have a better film industry, it's true. But I didn't think that I would be able to spend that much time just working and building myself up just to have the risk to go. And it was my principal, Paul Kells, who convinced me to put forward and go to university. And so I did. I thought, well, if I can at least have some skills before going somewhere else, then great. That'll give me a boost. So I applied and I got accepted by both the ANU and UC. The ANU, they're more of a fine arts sort of media where you're making installations and things like that. It's not so much of a film, like a feature film, short film sort of thing. And that's fine if you want to do that, but for me it was more for the visual storytelling than anything. And then there was UC, which I didn't get the ATAR for actually. I had to get in through Principal's Rec, which thankfully my principal gave me. And I went through that and I wanted to get a tour. So I was given a tour and there was a TV studio on campus. Now, it's not something huge as you'll find in a set, but a TV studio is a TV studio. I'm filming this in my bedroom, so hey, that was actually pretty cool. And the cameras were also really, really good, and the best thing about that was that I could take them out as a student. I pay for my tuition and I can book them out whenever I want to shoot. It doesn't have to be school related. I could be shooting a vlog with a 60,000 camera if I wanted to. But hey, I could. But the best thing about going to UC is that it's very hands-on learning. We use the cameras, we tell stories with someone explaining how to do it and why we're doing it. And of course, university still has that written down stuff, but it's not so heavy. Of course, I do a lot more of that in my major, Indigenous Studies, but I don't mind it. I think of myself as an academic anyway, so I'm getting the best of both worlds. The best thing about going to university is the networking, Cheyenne. It's the opportunities that it opens up to you to reach out to whoever you want. Because filmmaking, I have found to be the most collaborative art form, because you can't make a feature film just by yourself. I think of film as a collaborative point from concept to viewing. I'm sitting in front of a camera right now, but it's an idea I've bounced off you. And then I'm making this for everybody else that's watching it. The audience. That's collaborative. That's part of the creative process. I'm telling you, the viewer, a story, and that's a collaborative part because I'm thinking what to say. Right through, it's collaborative. Absolutely. And that's the best thing about this art form, Cheyenne. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And I know that it's a very difficult industry to get into. It's not always easy. In fact, it's really hard to make a living from. But if I can do that, then I'll be happy. I'll be happy making films and visual stories with very little money in my pocket than doing anything else and being a rich man. I honestly would. And I hope that's helped you make a decision of what you're going through. And whatever you do, Cheyenne, I know it's going to be the right direction, because life has infinite options, but the right one is the one you act upon. So good luck. So Cheyenne, I ask you this. If there is one thing in the world you could do for the rest of your life, without limitations, no buts, what would that be? And how would you do it? Anyway, Cheyenne, this is the rest for me. I wish you a happy Easter and farewell.
Ready, set, go.
Yay!